Dallas came out and said, we're not releasing them for free on the Chosen app quite yet.
Well, we know it has to do with money. He talked about money quite a bit.
People are speculating that it has nothing to do with Lionsgate. It's solely Angel Studios saying, if we're going to release The Chosen, we want it to be on our app under a paid wall.
Why do you think he looks like Dexter?
I would agree with Wyatt. He looks so much.
Does he not look like he's about to talk about his dark passenger?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Welcome back, everybody, to the Wacky, Wonderful, Wise Works podcast.
He got it.
I'm back.
What's the second part? What's the second part of this?
All you guys, gals, geeks, and
goofbums.
Goofbums.
Goosebumps.
So
I'm back, everybody. Did you miss me?
All right, chill out. No. Chill. Relax here, okay?
We did do a live stream. We did Monday all weekend.
Yeah.
And so you guys have seen my beautiful face and
Yeah.
my 1%ness.
1%. Look, there's you guys did a solid stream without me. Thank you for doing that. Also, for people who don't just like to listen straight through and they may be here for a specific topic, just as a reminder, we do have chapters in the description on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you're here for a specific topic, go check those out. Don't want you to have to sit through us if you don't want to. But
right.
we got some people that love sitting with us. All that to say, you guys did a live stream about the Oscars. I want to just share a quick thought.
Okay.
We called it. We did a video on who's going to win Best Cinematography. We got it right.
We called it.
What I mean?
Big, some big call outs that we made in that video about the Oscars.
We said Oppenheimer will probably win it, but who deserves it? We said Maestro.
Probably Maestro.
Maestro did not win anything, did they?
Nothing.
No. They won. They won in one category, but it was like something else. It was like Barbie won for best original soundtrack or original score,
right?
But like for Billie Eilish. So really, it's not Barbie. It was Billie Eilish. But you know,
what did Maestro win? What did Maestro
the
win?
The more I think I don't remember, but it was something like that. It was just abstract, like a small category. You know, now that I think about it, though, I've had time to reflect on who won. I'm not saying Oppenheimer did not deserve all the awards it got, but I'm a little disappointed that Oppenheimer got so many awards and nothing else got recognized. You know, Flowers didn't get recognized.
Let's be honest.
I'm even disappointed that, you know, Ryan Gosling didn't win something for Barbie. I'm a little disappointed with that.
He won the internet.
Yeah,
he won the internet.
And
let's be honest. He won the biggest award, and that was more recognition than the actual like stars of the movie and directors of the movie and the whole message of the movie
itself. Literally, if no one watched Barbie, if someone didn't watch Barbie, they're over here thinking, but Ryan Gosling played Ken, and he looked pretty fly in that golden hair and those abs popping out of that pink vest.
And look, maybe that was the message. Maybe that was the message of Barbie is like, in the real world, when women do stuff, men get the credit. And, you know, if that was the message, then maybe they were right because, geez, did Ryan Gosling not absolutely blow up?
Well, let's be fair here. Who shone the brightest in the script writing and in the performance? I'm like Margot Robbie. Yeah, she looked good on screen, but
she did.
She wasn't honestly funny. Like she didn't give her funniness.
Yeah,
and they didn't give her a script to elaborate and to build this character into something that's actually enjoyed. Where Ryan Gosling was.
That's the issue. Barbie wasn't funny the way Ken was funny. And I mean, go watch Toy Story 3. Barbie is hilarious.
That's true.
She's great. Barbie's incredible in Toy Story 3. So if you're under the impression that Barbie can't be funny, then you're wrong.
Well, Barbie's supposed to be a comedy. That was the point of the movie. It's supposed to be a comedy.
Right. But I mean, watch Ken in Toy Story 3 and watch Ken in Barbie. They're very, very similar. in writing, in action, in just kind of the portrayal of Ken the doll.
Right.
They're very similar. Whereas, Barbie could have been much more interesting in her movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, a million times more interesting.
Mhm.
I got 2 more things that I wanted to ask you, Joseph, specifically about. One is, what'd you think of, John Cena's, really odd presentation of Best Child Costume?
I think it was a humiliation ritual, that's all. I think it's all Illuminati stuff, that's what I
Oh,
think.
you think?
I think so.
I lean
Look,
that way as well.
everyone thinks the Illuminati and Hollywood elites and like these weird sex cult parties that they go to. Look, it's all been proven to be real. It's not
Yeah.
conspiracy theory anymore. And John Cena has been a sellout ever since he did that apology to China video in Mandarin.
Yeah.
So
Oh, he's such an apologist.
look,
He's the biggest apologist.
100% it is. And the thing is, it's also a degradation. It's two parts to it. They crafted it on its face. It's funny because men being nude is funny. Obviously you couldn't back in like the 20s or whatever, not the 20s, but back in the day, they would have probably given that role to a woman to have like just basic cover-ups and like make a sexy joke out of it. You couldn't do that anymore. And they also wanted the women to be able to laugh at something. And so a naked
Right.
man is something a woman can laugh at, whereas a naked
Yeah.
woman is not something that women will laugh at in 2024.
Well, also, think about like the whole thing with the Oscars and everything that was happening. You've got a very big musical number from Ryan Gosling, and nothing for the director, nothing for the main actress.
Which we say the main actress, Margot Robbie, was also a producer. Like she hired Greta Gerwig to be the director. So this was her story in some ways more than it was Greta Gerwig's.
Yeah.
So, you've got this big, musical number from Ryan Gosling. You've got to, there's got to be a humiliation thing for men somewhere. And
well, the thing's
John Cena is an easy target.
It is. He is an easy target, and he's willing to do it.
Triangle-shaped, easy target.
But I don't think it's not a humiliation to men. I mean, even if they want it to be, because all we see as men is we see, oh, that's kind of ridiculous that you're making John Cena like doing that to John Cena. I don't take on, like, this is a big difference between men and women. We see a man do something that's stupid or unjustified or whatever, and we're just like, oh, it sucks for them. But for the most part, but then when women see that done to somebody else, they think it's an attack on the whole gender, and that's just different. I don't care what John Cena does. It's his problem. Just because we both are males doesn't make it my problem.
I also think that there's a little bit of element of conspiracy here with the Oscars, because by all accounts, Maestro should have won something significant.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's issues with studios or with some of the people that worked on the movie and some of the people in the Oscars.
Or maybe they think they praised Bradley too much during A Star Is Born, and they didn't want to do that again with Maestro.
I don't think that's it. I think it's something else. It's definitely conflict between some people in Hollywood, because by all accounts, that movie checks all of the boxes that that Hollywood wants checked. And
yeah, but you also have to think there's also the problematic people. So Bradley Cooper has been in super I wouldn't call them woke, but I would call them, like Maestro was about a gay guy. So it checks those boxes. But also consider Bradley Cooper has done a series of roles and worked with people that don't fall into that woke culture, like Clint Eastwood on American Sniper. Like he played a dude from Texas who's conservative and loves his country and patriotic. So Bradley Cooper, I don't know exactly, but I feel like in some circles he might be problematic.
That could be
Hollywood.
and see that could be, it could be an issue. It could be a conflict between Bradley Cooper and the Oscars.
Yeah.
Where somebody there doesn't like him.
Probably.
Mhm.
So yeah, that could easily be it.
He's
because
too talented. He can do too many things.
because you would think that movie's kind of a shoo-in. Oppenheimer's good, but it doesn't have any it doesn't have any, gay representation or really serious diversity in it,
Mhm.
It
Well,
was
it actually didn't even have it had gay representation, but it was actually more of a story about a guy who kept his gayness secret, so maybe that's a problem. He wasn't flying his freak flag in public.
I don't think that's as much of a I
No.
don't think that's as much of a thing.
Mhm.
I don't know why they didn't win, but that was interesting. After the fact too, I was watching more of the acceptance speeches for it,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and I was also thinking every time someone won an award, they all did the exact same thing of they all got up, they kissed their wife or so whoever they were in a relationship
Ooh.
with, and then walked up on stage and presented the award.
Like
There was
formatted?
nothing. Nobody else was like doing anything else, and I'm curious if behind the scenes they were told don't do anything because of like what happened in the past with Will Smith,
Oh,
and
I'm
they
sure
were
they
like,
got a script.
if you win the award, you do this and that's it. And you don't get
Yeah.
to walk here, you don't get to do anything.
Yeah,
'Cause
for sure
everything
they
felt
had,
so much like this, you
yeah.
do this, if you win the award, you do this and this. That's it.
100% they had security and rules to follow this year.
Mhm.
Like they weren't going to let some big name actor just decide if he wanted to go on stage and see what happens, even though that's been a thing for the past. No.
And the thing about like kissing your significant other, it's like, make sure everybody knows that you're happy in your relationship
Yeah.
because that's what people are
Yeah.
interested in.
Mhm.
I mean,
It
people
felt
are
very
interested in drama too.
fake, even though they were doing it. It's like, "Oh, I won the award, I'm happy. Let me celebrate with someone who I love." It felt very fake.
Okay,
Everything felt fake.
if you were to say who's like 3 people in Hollywood, big names, that when they get up and kiss their significant other, they truly mean it because they are like their significant other, they truly feel like this is their award also because of their support, because of their love, and because like their significant other in their mind truly is a part of it. I feel like probably Chris Nolan, Robert Downey
Probably, yeah.
Jr.,
Yeah.
Mhm.
maybe no, I was gonna say Ryan Reynolds, but maybe not.
Maybe, but he did have a good him and Andrew Garfield had a good one several years back.
Yeah.
Well, I think probably Ryan Reynolds. I think he's in a
Mhm.
I think he probably loves his wife.
Or even
I
someone like I don't know why I'm going here, but he was not the face of the Oscars at all. So, and I don't think he's going to be because of who he's become. Is like Chris Pratt. Like I feel
Mhm.
like Chris Pratt. I would feel more genuine if he got up on
yeah,
stage.
that's
And
true.
Yeah.
He
several
kissed
years
his
back,
wife before he left, right?
several years back, he got up on stage and like just like thanked God, and then that was his acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's interesting to see the way there's also the element of actors are people, they just are really good at performing, and so
Yeah.
it's almost strange. It's almost gladiator-esque, if you will.
Hmm.
Or it's at least just studying regular human behavior where it's like, hey, this person is being thrust into worldwide popularity and prestige. How do they handle it? It almost
Right.
feels like a reality show because you see Cillian Murphy get up there and accept the award for an incredible performance and being recognized really for the first time for being as talented as
As he
he has
is.
been
Yeah.
for a long time. Um, and you kind of just see him, he's just stumbling. He's just like, I don't know what to say. And I feel like everyone acts the same way when they get up
Well,
there.
Cillian Murphy also, if you kind of follow who he is, he doesn't like attention. He likes
No.
being in his
Introverted for sure.
Yeah, he's introvert. He likes being in his own little space, and he doesn't like, even in interviews, he's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit more reserved for
Right. He seems like
everything.
a more reserved type of person. So being in front of everybody big crowd, and it's not maybe not necessarily his scene. I do think it's interesting that again, I wanted to mention this earlier. Ryan Gosling is the center of the memes from the Oscars. There's a ton of so many more
It's
Ryan
because
Gosling memes.
they capitalized on what was the meme, what was the funny part of the online from the movie, and then they did it again at the Oscars,
Yeah.
So it's just smart on when it
It
comes to
even I
popularity.
I know he gave the mic to Margot Robbie and she sang, but it was still bizarre how hilarious it was that he's sitting behind her, and then he stands up and starts singing, like, I feel like I'm, number 2, and then he's the one who gets up and is center of attention.
Because the world made him number 1.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Because the world made him number 1.
That is really interesting.
You have to accept what you are, and he was number 1. Sorry.
That's kind of what we thought about the Oscars. If you want to hear more, we did a live stream, me and Wyatt, on Monday. You might have already seen it, but go check that out if you haven't. For Monday all weekend, we already talked about that. But Joseph wanted to give his thoughts. So, do you want to get into our first topic that's kind of been swirling around, the news a little bit, especially in the Christian circles, with the new season of The Chosen?
Yeah. So I didn't finish the season. I didn't go to the theaters to watch it.
What?
Not yet.
Not yet. I don't know how long it's going to be in the theaters, but
you've got time now because of this. You got time.
Joshua, I'll tell you this. Ever since I put out that video that did well, Joshua's been like, he's been on my butt. He's like, go freaking watch it. Do another video. He's going to be the I don't want to say slave driver, but that's kind of what he's been doing when it comes to like on me about things. He's like, freaking get in line. This worked.
Do it again.
I'm just doing what I'm supposed to with me being.
Look, you're smart. You're right. You're pushing me. I'm gonna lean towards like I had a success. Let me do something creative in another realm. But you're gonna be like freaking double down, boy.
That's Chosen.
Like. Double down. But yeah, I didn't see the last 2 episodes. I'm looking forward to seeing them. However, we got some interesting news around the streaming this week. Specifically, Dallas Jenkins released a video, and I think they released a press thing.
Did either of you boys, you might have peeped at it, but did either of you boys finish the whole video, Dallas?
I finished the whole thing. Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
No, okay. Well, let me recap.
No, I started it and then realized I was just watching Dexter, and I was like, dang it.
Dude, you're going to push this narrative. You're going to think Dallas Jenkins looked like Dexter.
I was just watching an episode of Dexter. I'm like, why is this not about The Chosen?
Why do you think he looks like Dexter?
I would agree with Wyatt. He looks so much.
Does he not look like he's about to talk about his dark passenger?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. That's funny.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and recap us, Joshua.
Okay. So to recap, Dallas came out and said, hey, Lionsgate has had us putting The Chosen, the episodes, into theaters for this amount of time, and we were planning to release it for free on the Chosen app. But because of legal reasons, and he said, I'm not allowed to say because of these legal reasons, at least not yet.
Well, we know it has to do with money. He talked about money quite a bit. It has to do with money and everybody getting their fair share or something,
He said, I'm not going to say exactly what it is, except for it's money. We're not releasing them for free on the Chosen app quite yet. And
it's going to be down the road.
It will still be on the Chosen app. It's just as of now, we're postponing that.
Mm-hmm.
You had a speculation, and I was with you at first until I saw a few other creators making videos on this. And all of this is speculation because we don't know what that is, except for it's money related.
Well, the big difference
what was your thought of why it's not being released yet?
The biggest change factor-wise here is Lionsgate.
Mm-hmm.
They sold Lionsgate purchased rights for distribution for The Chosen.
Uh-huh.
And initially we're like, all right, that seems good. It'll get better reach. it does make me wonder, like, is Lionsgate going to be chill? Because on some level, they don't own all the rights for distribution, because Angel Studios in itself is the distribution
Yeah.
for it. And so it's kind of like, I kind of thought Angel Studios was in charge of the distribution of The Chosen, not Lionsgate, but Lionsgate is now, I guess, in some kind of joint venture. So the big change this go around is Lionsgate is the problem here, right?
Right.
They didn't make enough money, so they need to keep making money, and or before they can give it to everybody for free, they need to, make their nut before they give it away for free. So that was my initial thought. What was the videos you watched, Josh, or the speculation
So
around
I
this?
was right there with you originally, and I was like, "Oh, Lionsgate wants it to be in theaters longer before it's free, so that people can keep watching it. People can, they'll get more money essentially." But I don't think that's the case, actually. Initially, I thought that, but I watched a few creators, and they kind of dug deep into Angel Studios a little bit. And I know we praise
Mhm.
Angel Studios a lot, and I don't want to downgrade Angel Studios because I
Look,
don't
if
know.
Angel Studios is making a weird decision, go ahead and out them.
I don't
We're
know
not.
why they're making this exactly, but I just have some speculations where there's the Chosen app you can download, and then
Yep.
Angel Studios, and both have the Chosen for free on them. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
last year they had one of the biggest movies of the year, The Sound of Freedom, and Angel Studios has been growing in popularity a lot
Yep.
lately.
Okay.
So people are speculating that it has nothing to do with Lionsgate. It's solely Angel Studios saying, if we're going to release The Chosen, we want it to be on our app under a paid wall. But
Mm.
Dallas is saying, no, it's going to be free. It's going to be on our own app. And you guys have the rights. So yes, it's going to be on your app too. But we've already decided it's going to be for free. So they think they're having conflict between Angel Studios and The Chosen
As a
exclusive
business, like
as
The
a
Chosen
business.
LLC versus Angel Studios
Yes.
LLC. I think
And
Right.
that
and
that
the
makes
paid
sense.
promotion portion of it.
But the weird thing about this is, in my opinion, The Chosen holds all the cards,
Oh, they
because
do.
first
But
off, the Angel Studios, yeah, they invested some money, but primarily to create this, it's all funded by the public.
yeah, but
So,
hear me out. Hear me out.
okay, go
So
ahead.
let's say it's season 1 and Dallas Jenkins signs a contract with Angel Studios saying, The
7
Chosen will
seasons.
be on here. This is what we're doing. And he's like, "Oh, the show will be fun, but he doesn't know how big it's going to get."
Right.
The show has gotten as big as it's gotten, millions of dollars per episode now, and it's way bigger than Dallas Jenkins ever thought it was going to be. And during season 1, he signed a contract with Angel Studios, and there was a small print something in there.
This is speculation, right?
It's all speculation. There's something small print in there thinking that Angel Studios can make some kind of decision when it comes to releasing the content, because he signed this with them. And
Mhm.
now the show is so big that Dallas is like, no, we want to stick to the free. We want to stick to all this. We want to do it for the ministry. I loosely say that, but the ministry of getting the show out to people, because it's a Christian based show.
It
And
presents the
Angel
gospel left and
Studios is
right and
more like,
everything.
well, you signed this contract when on season 1, so we have some kind of right that Dallas didn't even think twice about when he first signed it, but
Oh,
now it's a big
okay. So it's the fine. So there's speculation that there's fine print in Angel Studios' contract with Dallas Jenkins that now is causing conflict because the show is so popular. Ultimately,
yes, yes.
Wyatt, what do you think about the speculation? What's coming to your brain?
I mean, it seems like, yeah, it seems like there could just be something in a contract that says, you kind of have to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's unfortunate. But I mean, if they can kind of figure out the ins and outs of it, they can work with it better in the future.
Yeah.
It could simply be that they um they didn't have a perfect understanding of what they were getting into when they signed it, and so they were like, oh
Yeah.
well, we didn't expect that, now we have to kind of postpone longer, or that if it starts making serious money in theaters, that the the distribution people will be like, we want to keep it in theaters.
Yeah.
It could be something like that, and that will have to be something that they account for in the future.
So check this out. So I'm not going to reveal my source.
Hmm.
All right.
You're acting like you got a lot of sources. You got a little bit, but
I got a little bit of source, but this is probably already public knowledge for sure. It's just dug a little deeper because of my sources. Like they might have a little. Okay, so listen to this. For the first time, this is regarding the delay for the free version.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, the screening of The Chosen will be made available to churches and prisons before it starts streaming. This is exactly why we're working and with Come and See. They share our hearts to get the show free to as many people as possible, and they are willing to try new things to do it. We can't wait to see the experience that is in the community, said Dallas Jenkins. So it's possible that the Come and See Foundation, right, that The Chosen's working close with, and by proxy Angel Studios is working with, might be wanting to do stuff that Angel Studios doesn't want to do.
Well, so actually, all that you just read was in this video. It was closer to the end, but it was in this video. Dallas talked about that. He said, you can watch it for free. Churches can get it. And then we're also releasing it in prisons for them to get it for free, like now. And then, but we're still in conflict with how we're going to release it for free online for the average person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think this is why I'm saying that I think it's with Angel Studios, because he has this, I guess, like contract or whatever with Come and See Me, or
Come and see, not Come and See.
Where they've already planned to release it for like churches and prisons, but then Angel Studios is like, okay, wait, no, but how are we going to release it on our app with under like maybe a paid thing? And
Right.
he's like, no, not paid. We already, and that's where I think it's Angel Studios, in my opinion.
It's possible. I did. Let me see if Angel Studios has anything for paid on their website right now, because
they do. You have to get a subscription to Angel Studios.
No, but an Angel Studios subscription is free. Like you can sign up for free, because I watched The Chosen.
It's like Peacock. You go and Peacock has free things, but their subscription based stuff, I think, is on there for paid. It's like Peacock.
So let me see if I watch His Only Son. That's a live stream. If I go to what's a movie that's out right now? Okay, if I watch Sound of Freedom, and I hit join to watch, does it give me get early access to stream Sound of Freedom? So it's just asking me to sign in, but did you already look at this, Joshua? Did you try signing in and see
I've
if
not exactly, but I do know that they do have paid stuff. Correct. Explain in the comments down below how Angel Studios exactly works, but I'm pretty sure it's like Peacock. They have free stuff and paid stuff on there.
Right. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. I if that's the case with Angel Studios, I think it's kind of a messed up thing to do at this point. Because the Angel Studios, so you're right. Yeah, so basic membership for
how much?
Help fund Angel Studios originals. So part of this money goes to funding more projects, obviously. So you have a $12 a month, a $20 a month, and a $179 a year.
Ooh.
Three tiers here. Yeah, so it looks like some of their stuff is behind a paywall, which is not cool if they want to change how The Chosen is viewed. And if that's the case, maybe there could be something worked out to be like, hey, maybe on Angel Studios it's you have to pay for it in the same way that The Chosen is streamed on Peacock behind a paywall.
Yeah.
But you can also just watch it for free on the Chosen app. Maybe something like that happens, because that seems like if there's a contract and legal issues with this, Angel Studios might hold the rights to be like, okay, you're gonna have to pay for it now here, but you could still watch it for free somewhere else. Maybe that's what it's gonna have to happen. And
maybe, but I think it comes down to like Dallas and the actual creators saying, no, we want it free. We want it to go to as many people as possible.
Yeah, we got that.
We want it to be just out there.
Yeah, but it like I said, it's already streaming for behind a paywall on other platforms. So as long as it's free somewhere, that might be fine. It's just a matter of how people get access to it. Now, there isn't a weird issue. So obviously, Angel Studios has a weird history. Do you guys know the history of Angel Studios?
Kind of, not really.
Go over it for us real quick.
The two guys, the brothers who started Angel Studios, before they did anything, they invented the Squatty Potty.
Oh
yeah,
interesting.
They had all those weird rainbow, the unicorn and everything.
Yeah,
all right,
cool.
That was them. Then they created VidAngel, which their promotions were you could watch Game of Thrones and not have any of the sex, violence, or cussing, That was their big selling point. And it was basically like a clear play machine. It's just for streaming, That fell through because Disney sued them and they lost. All right.
Gotcha.
Then they create Angel Studios and partner with people like The Chosen. That's why they are so popular today. That, and of course, Sound of Freedom, right?
Yeah.
So in some ways, The Chosen was the first big thing to happen to this company or these two brothers that got them off the ground, right? After a big lawsuit loss to Disney after VidAngel. So it's kind of strange if they're going to come in and start demanding things when they already have a tumultuous history business-wise. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know. And also like the whole thing with the controversy of of the LDS, the Mormons involved with The Chosen, it's all because of Angel Studios. If The Chosen wasn't associated with Angel Studios, they wouldn't have all that controversy in the first place. So I don't know. I feel like Angel Studios, if that is the case, I'm not trying to bash Angel Studios or anything, but if that is the case, then they might just be making a few wrong turns whenever they start getting popular.
That could be it.
Yeah.
It's strange. I mean, it's all obviously not proven yet, but
no, it's not. It's all speculation, but also I think we've seen this time and time and time again where some partners, people in business, they start something together, like Facebook. This happened with Facebook. This has happened with a bunch of things. And then it gets so popular, and then one of the creators gets screwed out of the deal because it's so popular and there's millions and millions of dollars online on like it's between like you getting 100 million versus 500 million, and then someone gets screwed over and what? Because
who's going to get screwed over here? Because The Chosen is its own bit company.
Well, I mean,
it's a joint venture with Angel Studios.
This is just speculation, but if everything is correct with what I said, Angel Studios could put it behind a paid wall if they get what they wanted, and they could make, even if they made $2 million because of it. People go and subscribe to Angel Studios because they want to watch The Chosen. They make $2 million.
Well, okay, so we had that video that did pretty well on the channel. I read most of the comments. Everybody that commented about watching the show
Mhm.
were like, I can't wait for it to come out to streaming because I can't afford to go to the theaters, or I can't
Yeah.
afford. And I'm like, all right. And I've had this issue. He even addressed it in the video where he said
Mhm.
about, what was it?
5%. 5%.
5% of the audience that watches The Chosen actually pays for anything, which is, I've given you guys a hard time about this.
Mhm.
but but they don't buy merch, they don't pay for to stream it, they don't go to the theaters to watch it, they don't ever give, like, pay it forward, which is what the thing is funded and built on, you know.
Yeah.
They don't make any donations. 5% of the audience is floating this show. And
Yeah.
so if that, and it kind of reflects that in the comment section. So when you say people will go to Angel Studios and pay whatever money to watch it on their platform, maybe not. Maybe not. And
Well, I mean, not a ton, but even if it's 200,000 is a lot of money.
I don't know. Wyatt, well, you're being kind of quiet on this.
Yeah. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of
I
weird
really
details around this.
I really
There
don't
is.
know. It it seems like just something that they're gonna have to figure out.
Mhm.
Of
And
course.
if they don't figure it out, it's, people aren't going to continue to pay for it.
I mean, no, I think ultimately it's gonna come down to it'll come out on the Chosen app for free, but when that
Mhm.
is, um,
We don't
it'll
know.
be
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be in a month or 2. We'll
And you know
see.
what really sucks? You know what really sucks is The Chosen has 100% built a plan on making sure it's coming out around Easter, right? On
Yeah.
the app for people to enjoy around that time. This kind of throws everything off. If it's delayed,
Well
it means, okay, we're just going to have to release it during a strange part of the year.
well, no, no, so Dallas said they're gonna to meet their timeline, they're going to do 2 episodes a week rather than 1 episode a week.
Oh, okay. I guess I missed a few things of details in the video. I was too
Yeah,
focused on all this,
he
but
said that at the end of it, he said, "Once we release it, we will probably be doing it 2 episodes rather than 1 episode a
sure.
week to get it out there when we want it to be out there."
The
Gotcha.
completed season.
And
So,
and they also are gonna make it you can pay, like, I'm just throwing a number, like $10 to watch all of it right now as soon as it goes onto the Chosen app. But,
okay.
that's if you don't wanna wait week by week.
Well, this all could be speculation as far as Angel Studios, and
Mhm.
it could come down to Lionsgate. Who knows what it is, but this whole conversation is pointless. But I think ultimately these are growing pains for The Chosen. I don't think it's not gonna sink the show, because even if they have to, like, say legally we give up rights to certain things and everything in order to retain the rights to the show and to keep it moving forward, it's going to get its 7th season and it's going to still be successful. People are here for The Chosen. They're not here for Angel Studios necessarily. So
Right.
I think these are just growing pains. When you have something that's popular in the business world, you're going to have growing pains. And around season 4, they're hitting a big wall, and they just have to get over this wall. That's all. I don't
Yep.
think it's not detrimental to the show, is what I'm trying to say. For sure not. And it'll be good. I think the biggest detrimental to the show is recasting, which they did for one person in this season. So
Yeah.
if that keeps happening, that might be a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we beat that horse.
What's, we've got a Patreon, and we
Oh,
also
yeah.
have memberships on YouTube.
Thank you, Karina, for being a Patreon supporter. If you want to get a shout out and have also exclusive access, early access to
Mhm.
content we create every week, go support us on Patreon or here on, well, not here if you're watching on YouTube, here on YouTube, but just go support us on YouTube and channel memberships. It's the same either way. It's $3 $99 a month or $4 a month. So it's really cheap. You can support our endeavors, and you can support our little business growing up to be a bigger business, maybe. Thank you, Karina, for being a supporter. We love you. You're the best. Go ahead. Someone else tee this off. I feel like I've been talking quite a bit, or Joshua has anyway.
Okay, well then, Wyatt, tee us up for our next thing. Do you know what's our next thing?
I don't remember.
Oh. So I'll tee us up then. So with the popularity last year with Mario, Super Mario movie, that is not our next segment. That's our last segment.
All right, hurry up. Do shift
Illumination
gears.
is going to come out with a Cat in the Hat movie. Apparently, we can talk about Cat in the Hat again because Dr. Seuss is not racist anymore. we fixed that issue.
Did we?
Maybe.
I don't. The issue.
We fixed the issue. What? First off, I don't think there was an issue to begin with, but
there
also,
wasn't. But they got rid of all the Cat in the Hat stuff because Dr. Seuss was racist apparently, and now their Illumination is going to make a animated movie now. Cat in the Hat.
What information do we have on this? Is this the guy who's going to play the new cat?
This is going to be the new cat.
What's Bill Hader?
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
I haven't actually seen. I know he's in Barry, and I know he plays in the It movies, but I haven't seen a ton of Bill Hader stuff personally. Well, he plays in the second.
Plays Flint Lockwood.
Yeah. Okay, Bill Hader.
He's not a bad actor, but
really,
in my opinion, he kind of was in that one movie with Amy Schumer and
Trainwreck.
And then he kind of got labeled in the same boat as her, in my opinion.
You think he's in the same boat as Amy Schumer? You think you do one thing
maybe
with
not
Amy Schumer,
fully, but like he's definitely holding on to a rope, being dragged behind that boat.
You think from Trainwreck? Yeah. So Bill Hader, he's a pretty funny guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He definitely has good comedic timing on screen. Even in It, it's pretty serious. He had some good moments. Did you guys watch the second It movie? It
I haven't.
2?
I did.
No, I don't think I haven't seen the first one.
Oh, you should check it out.
Maybe we gotta have
I'm not a big It fan.
You don't have to be, but it was a pretty big. It was a pretty big movie. Oh, he was also in Tropic Thunder. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So, so I guess the thought is, do you think he can do better than Mike Myers? Well, did you guys like the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat? What was wrong with it?
I loved
it.
I thought it was funny.
It's a terrible movie.
I love that movie.
Okay, hold on. If you are making a Dr. Seuss movie, all right, and you're doing the Cat in the Hat story about these two kids, this mischievous cat shows up and ruins the house before the mom and tries to fix it before the mom comes home. I'm sorry, that's a pretty wacky. It's a pretty wacky story, and I don't think how you can not do a wacky film. I thought it was, for what it was, pretty well done. Do you think there was too much Mike Myers injected into the character?
Maybe. No. No. I think there was too much. I think there were like a lot of just bad decisions, storytelling wise, and
can you give me an example? I know it's probably been a while since you've seen it.
They had the cat essentially doing lots of bits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of the bits were really confusing, dark, too adult for.
That's Mike Miser. Mike Miser.
Yeah, Mike Miser. Jeez. Too adult for like a kids movie, essentially, in my opinion.
Well, that's why I enjoyed it. I thought the dark humor mixed in, like the weird dark humor injected into this cat who shows up, I thought worked personally. I was like, this is the only way you can. They did the exact same thing with the Grinch.
Right.
The exact same thing. So I I don't see how there's an issue. It's more the Grinch is super wacky, and then this one was more wacky. But we are dealing with Dr. Seuss stories, and so I
Yeah.
didn't have a problem with the Cat in the Hat movie. I don't think it's as good as the Grinch, but I definitely don't think it's a bad film if you're doing a Dr. Seuss story.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But
I don't
compare
know what you're
to
talking about.
compare it to
What are you
like
comparing it to?
what the Lorax animated film.
Much better movie.
So
No,
yes.
incorrect.
no, Lorax is good, but I
It's a
can't.
way
No,
better movie.
they're two different
Horton
things.
Hears a
One's
Who
live
was
action, one's
fine.
not.
Horton Who. We're talking about Dr. Seuss movies, all right. So
Mhm.
it doesn't. Let's throw away the idea if it's live action or not. Don't make
Which
that a consideration.
I put these pictures up here, and I don't want to confuse anybody. This will be an animated movie, not a live action.
I think
Okay.
most Dr. Seuss are animated anyway these days.
See,
Yeah.
that's I think it works better that way. Even the Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch, I think was a better movie than the Cat in the Hat. It with the comedy
Benedict
was
Cumberbatch.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
The animated one.
animated
Yes.
film.
Okay. Yeah.
the comedy in this and the bits in this Cat in the Hat, it was almost disturbing.
Yeah.
The cat was
made it good.
disturbing, but he shouldn't have been. In the book, he comes out of nowhere and he's like, I really am the kind of guy who like likes to have fun, and you're not really sure if he's their imagination, but he's not supposed to be what he was in this movie, which was kind of scary and creepy. And
Yeah, but I
too
love it.
many innuendos and things.
Yeah.
Especially when there's kids involved.
Yeah, especially the character that he's not the stepdad, but the boyfriend character that what's his name played. The guy
was
that
that
just shot somebody.
Baldwin? Was that
Alec
Baldwin?
Baldwin.
Yes. He played the boyfriend character to the mom.
Yeah.
And
Did he?
that was a little bit odd, but
Yeah, the whole thing was odd. That was the thing about the movie. It was like, it was weird, disturbing. It made you feel uncomfortable, and like, I don't want to show this to kids.
no,
This
is the vibe that you got right here. This
Yes.
darkness.
Yeah.
I want to show this to kids.
Yeah.
Was a horror novel. Okay, that I need to watch that YouTube video. Whoever created that video. I don't know. I think, look, you're right. There was some weird stuff with the film.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I didn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I don't know how to defend it, because when it comes down to modern Hollywood versus when they were doing it before, this is still a story. It is still a complete story. It's just very wacky and a bit strange, but it's still a story, unlike today where they just don't even know how to tell a story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in some ways.
What do you think, Mr. Was he an actual doctor? I don't know if he was an actual doctor.
No.
Educate me in the comments below, because I'm not sure about Dr. Seuss. I don't know his history. But was Dr. Seuss, you think he was on a substance while he was making these stories?
That's a good freaking question. Do you guys know any information around that?
I don't.
I have no idea.
I'm curious if
Dr.
he was
Seuss
in an insane asylum or something writing these books.
I'm just doing. Did he use drugs? I don't know how to spell Seuss, but I got it.
That would be so funny if we titled this video like,
was Dr. Seuss a stoner? Is a Reddit thing.
Or no, I was going to say, like, one extra thing could have made Dr. Seuss the Joker. Like,
I don't look.
One
There's
thing could have pushed him off the edge.
3 interesting facts about Dr. Seuss. He's Academy Award winner. His first book was rejected. Prohibition played a significant role in his life. That's strange. He wrote a piece for New York Times. He was made World War II he made World War II propaganda. I don't see anything about drugs. That probably would have come up.
Well, but if you say something about prohibition, I mean, that's
Well,
a
that's
substance.
alcohol. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into Dr. Seuss, but
Yeah.
this is all right. So if you compare like an animated Cat in the Hat to The Grinch or to Lorax or to Horton Hears a Who, do you
Yeah.
think this is going to be on par with those, or do you think because of, well, if it's Illumination, they did
Yeah,
a pretty good Mario film. Do you think they're gonna do a pretty good, and they don't seem to have degraded over the years. Do you think they are going to pull this off, or do you think it's gonna be
No.
kind
I
of?
think
Yeah,
it could be. I think it could be a good kids
it'll
movie
be
if they
good.
kind of just do what they did in the book and make it
Yeah.
like crazy but fun and not uncomfortable. And make you kind of like the cat and like the kids and
I think the lesson is that you
just
don't
enjoy the
want to be
movie.
like the cat, and the cat has a
Well,
redemption story at the end.
Well, ultimately, his whole thing was like he was almost this. He's almost like an imaginary character who comes
yeah.
in and his only goal is like I want to have fun. He's an id is what he is.
Okay.
He's
Id?
the id. He's the
Excuse
id
me?
of children.
Gesundheit?
Do you guys know what id is?
No.
Go ahead.
It's that part of your brain that's all desire, right? It's all
Oh,
selfishness. And as a kid, your id essentially is just I want what I want. I want to do what I want to do and have as much fun as I want to have, right?
Have
And
fun, disobey
ultimately,
mom.
right, make a mess, do all of these crazy things, and ultimately the story is about kind of overcoming that. And the fish in the story is your conscience.
Jiminy
The
Cricket.
fish the fish is
Jiminy
saying,
Cricket.
"No, stop. You don't want to do this. You're making a mistake. This isn't good for you. Letting your desires have complete control over everything you do is not good for you."
Mm.
And at the end, they look around and they're like, "Look at this mess that we have made of the house, of everything." And then they turn that creativity, they
Mhm.
turn that desire for creation and um, imagination into a way to clean everything up,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And so it's ultimately a story about having control over your imagination and the things that you
Mm.
want to do. And that's what the story should be about.
And you saying a creepy cat shouldn't be a part of it?
Yeah, a creepy cat doing creepy things. That's not that ain't the thing. It's imagination. The goal of the story is imagination controlled.
Okay.
Imagination is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing, but you can't let it make a mess of your life.
And cause you to be disobedient.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Like
because
it's still a
their mom's like, keep, the house needs to be clean, you know, and that's the other thing is they're inside. It's a rain day and they're
Mhm.
inside. They have to be inside. That's where it's like all it's all their imagination basically.
but also like not very good parenting. Like just leave your kids alone in the house. That seems
Well,
kind of
she's a
rough.
single
True.
mom and,
True, but that happens. That happens and the kids
yeah.
were kind of old enough to um be left alone.
No, they
But
weren't.
that's well,
If they're making messes like they're toddlers, then they weren't old enough.
but I mean, come on. Like as a kid, you wanted to do all of those things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And there's got to be responsibility.
Yes. I think it's a really beautiful story the way you put it. I think that might stay truer to that narrative in an
I
animated
hope so.
series because it seems like that's what they did with the animated versions, roughly.
Uh-huh.
But I think ultimately, what is the market? Do you guys think? Could one of you guys quickly look up maybe something like how much did the Lorax make
Oh,
financially on IMDb or something? Could you
the
look that up?
Lorax definitely made a lot, I feel like.
Because do you think we still have a strong market for these Dr. Seuss stories? Because I know the Grinch did well because it's Christmas. A lot of kids hyper focused on the Grinch. There's a lot of merch around the Grinch, and so the remake of the Grinch kind of made sense. But if we look at like Horton Hears a Who and the Lorax, did it do as well? Because for sure the Grinch outperformed everything. But I'm
Mhm.
wondering what did the Lorax, since it's more of a niche Dr. Seuss one, what did that make? And do you think the Cat in the Hat could be on par with something like the Grinch, or do you think it falls behind it in popularity?
I'm
I don't
trying to
know.
find
Yeah.
I'm on the IMDb page, but
The
I'm trying to find
IMDP.
I am DP. I am director of photographer.
I can't
Um,
find. Oh wait, here we go. Okay. Um so gross worldwide, they made 349 million.
hmm.
Um
That's
gross
pretty.
US and Canada 214.
So
204, that's pretty good for an
I guess that's
animated
pretty
movie.
good. What was the budget? Does it say right there what the budget was?
Let me get back to it. Budget was 70 million.
Okay. So yeah, they if they don't make the budget too large, which interestingly enough, that's like around what they did for Mario. So if they keep the budget around between 70 and 100 million, I think they can make their
Mhm.
money back with something like this. So I don't think it's a bad decision. It's just another remake or um it just falls into the remake, sequel or prequel thing, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
And we've seen this before with Illumination. It's interesting. We hated Dr. Seuss a couple years ago, and now we love
no,
him
no,
again.
we didn't. No, stupid
No, not
people,
us, not us. I'm saying, I said we as referring to
the
the
culture.
Hollywood, the culture, yeah, Hollywood, essentially. And we're back, but I don't know why and what made it right again. Who
Mhm.
can we just title this video? Who who righted Dr. Seuss or like something
Who
of
Righted.
that
write it?
nature? Who 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 made Dr. Seuss right again? I don't know.
Oh, who wrote the boat? I don't know. Yeah, it's sort of interesting. I don't know how much interest, people like us are going to have in this movie, but perhaps
And
overall it's going to
it's
be a good
interesting.
financial choice for Illumination. It's going to be probably a good financial choice for Bill Hader to be attached to a project like this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I hope people don't hater it too much.
Ha ha ha.
I don't think Joshua found his voice yet.
No.
He's still working on it. All right,
Oh,
so
man.
speaking of, well, I won't go back to Illumination right now. Have you guys heard of these new AI rules from the European Union? Did you guys see
No.
that?
No.
No, but I
Enlighten
have
us.
seen the AI coding stuff that's coming
Still
out.
got coffee.
So apparently, for the first time, the European Union has laid out rules. I don't know if that. Obviously, I don't think this applies to like US. I think the US needs to come up with their own rules, but apparently the European Union has laid out rules for the use of AI legally, I guess. Which
Mhm.
honestly is smart and we freaking should be doing it here in America. Do you guys have that same opinion?
Sure, maybe. I don't know. Let's figure out the rules first before I
Okay,
agree.
so prohibited AI. So these are like
Okay.
things that you can't use AI for. So social credit scoring systems, that's good, right?
Yes.
Real-time biometric identification in public places, except for limited pre-authorization situations. Don't know what that means. What are
Can't
the
deep fake?
exceptions? Uh, Biometric. Do you think that falls into deep fake,
Yeah,
or
I
do you
think
think
so.
Could
it?
be.
Do you think
What
probably?
was the first one again? Say the first
So
one.
no social credit scoring system, which basically means
No
using AI
schooling
to
for
what?
schooling. No AI for schooling.
No. Social credit scoring, which means like you can't get a job because you got canceled because you said something 50 years ago or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh, for real?
A social credit score means like it's the terminology people use for when cancel culture popped up. It's how woke are you? Are you problematic
How does that have
socially?
anything to do with AI?
I think AI could probably keep track of it, or literally create a social score system based on
Right.
what the internet is saying about you. You know that's
When I
something
hear
AI
that,
could do.
I'm thinking, no using AI for schooling.
Well,
I don't know,
yeah,
but
but that's not what it means. Social credit
yeah.
score is a very common term that people use. Um, AI systems that exploits people's vulnerability, obviously, like age and disability. I think that's a good one. And AI systems that manipulate people's behavior to circumvent their free will. I don't know how you would use AI to do that. How would you use AI to circumvent someone's free will?
Um,
That is a hard question.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
sure
not
you
sure.
could.
I'm sure you could. I think over the next 5 years, we're going to be blown away by how you can use AI. But I don't currently in 2024 in March understand how you could do that with AI. But maybe it's future proofing this thing. But those are like the main things. It's like prohibiting. This guy kind of gave a. I'm sure there's more to it, but this guy gave a easy to understand breakdown on Twitter. But overall, like the basic use of AI and what you can't use AI for legally, that kind of stuff. I think there should be boundaries, right, in place because it's going to be so powerful. There's going to be problems with it,
Mhm.
at least socially or economically or politically. There's going to be a lot of problems with AI, and right
Right.
now, and this is the first time there's a legal system being put in place. It's like, hey, you can use it for this. You can't use it for this. Do you think when it comes to AI, there are certain freedoms that I think are just too dangerous as a culture. Like combining the internet with artificial intelligence, I think is a dangerous mix, and there needs to be guardrails. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Somewhat.
to an
Yeah.
extent. I think we need to this comes down to everything really, not just AI, but, like, trying to prohibit people from doing things because they wanna control them, but controlling AI for a reason can be good.
Hmm.
Uh, so when you say controlling them for a reason, be more specific. What are you talking about?
Um, telling people that they can't use AI to create something, like create our reels. Let's just use that for an example. That's a
Okay,
dumb version, but our reels
editing our
because
reels for us.
yeah, because they want an edge on the market and they can't control us, tell
Oh,
us what to do.
but an
We
edge on
have
the
to have some
market
kind
would
of
mean
freedom. Yes, because there's no negative effects on using that to edit our content. It doesn't harm anybody. So I think we need the freedom to be able to do what we want,
so you're
but
basically saying
then
uh for example, Adobe wants an edge on the market, so they lobby uh for political or legal limitization on AI video editors because Adobe wants to have the upper
yeah,
hand there. Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah, but uh, then, like, so yeah, so they're manipulating us to not being able to use something that's cutting edge technology,
Okay.
but in that other sense, maybe yes, we should be able to have rules for, creating adult content, AI based adult content.
Oh,
Hmm.
for sure. For
That should
sure.
be a rule. Like, so I would agree with that, but I think at that point it just becomes like, what should we look at and what shouldn't we look at? I don't know.
I think when it comes to harming someone's privacy, because
Mhm.
AI is going to be able to do that very easily, I think there has to be boundaries. Um,
Yeah.
we already don't have privacy because of social media, because of literal intelligence forces. There's apparently a software that the Israelis came up with called Pegasus. Have you guys ever heard of this?
Yep.
Where basically Pegasus just needs your phone number and it can access anything on your phone, any website you look at, any people you call, any text messages, emails. It used to be like you have to click on a link and then Pegasus has access to everything on that. But now all you need is a phone number. Like you don't even have to be able to get in there. So Pegasus but it's only used by intelligence forces. So obviously the US uses it. Israel for sure uses it, different people. But so our information is already compromised 100%. The question is, do we allow AI to delve into that universe? Because then you can have anybody doing it because AI is assisting them. Like that can't be an open market, right?
Yeah.
Harming people's, but it kind of is. With social media, it's already an open market because you agree to the terms of Instagram selling your data to anybody it wants. So we just have so many issues when it comes to this. But I think the biggest issue when it comes to both social media and AI, we can't be harming people's privacy or infringing on it.
Right.
And I think there has to be rules in place there. And so I'm kind of ashamed that Europe is doing this first when the US should have really been on this 2 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, because for sure they'd known about it. I just want to see something happen fast because AI, as much as we already use it and we already enjoy the perks of it, it's just moving at a pace that's so much faster. Like we thought the internet came and blew up in a fast time frame over the course of a decade. You know what I mean? We thought smartphones evolved fast. Well, AI in December of 2024 is going to be so much further down the road than AI is in March of 2024. And so AI is moving at a speed that is so much faster than anything technologically we have ever experienced ever. So it's just kind of strange. And again, I want to give you guys I want to not to make this all about AI, but I'll say this. Why a few weeks ago I brought up the whole thing about Tyler Perry halting production on stuff because of he saw AI. Have you seen more about it? It's huge news at this point. Like the whole industry is freaking out that Tyler Perry saw the video generated AI and stopped production. I think it ended up being, I think better numbers came out. I think it was initially like people were saying it was 300 million. Apparently it was 800 million dollars. This thing that Tyler Perry was about to do, right?
Dang.
$800 million invested into more studio space for production around Atlanta that he halted. So it's a big deal. If you were going to say, if you stopped $800 million because you saw something that AI did and you're like, oh, well, the industry's not the same anymore, I'm not investing that kind of money into this, then that's kind of a big deal, especially with AI generated video. That's a really big deal. And I think the whole market, not just in Hollywood, but every market's looking at what he specifically chose to do or not do and is taking that as a cue, because I feel like I've heard nothing but Tyler Perry. I've heard nothing but this reservation that Tyler Perry had in the world of AI for the past month. Like it's been so much. So it's apparently a much bigger deal than what we initially thought. At least that's what I think. That's what it seems like. Everyone's taking it super serious.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And I think we're going to be talking about this more and more. And we already have been on this podcast and just in general. But
yeah, and also like how it affects the film industry. And we've already talked about that at length, like with using the appearance of actors to sell your AI generated film or whatever, the metaverse and all that kind of stuff. But who knows? It's going to be a wild year. But that's, you know.
Speaking of, did you guys get that meme I sent you, that Theo Von, that Theo Von clip?
That he's like the deep fake?
Yeah. Theo Von's just like this little kid, or he created his little body with Theo Von on it.
I feel like he's been doing that a lot.
He has been, but it's just, I don't know. Theo Von's the best.
So I'm just now seeing it. That's funny. So I guess moving away from AI and getting back into Illumination,
Yeah.
you have some news about this Mario news, correct? Is there more
So-
Mario news?
It's been about 2 weeks now, but on March 10th was, I want to say, Mario Day.
Was it?
I could be wrong about it. It's Nintendo or Super Mario Day or something like that. But the creator, this gentleman, he made a video. Yeah, Miyamoto. He made a video that went on Twitter that is him talking about the next Super Mario World film.
Okay.
So
you
he
watch
essentially said and can you pull up the date? Can you go to the two tweets that I put here?
Well, this is just one tweet.
No.
Go
to my slides. There's two. It's one tweet, two parts of the tweet. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Next slide. So Miyamoto, we are creating a new animated film based on the world of Super Mario. This film will be released April 3rd, 2026. So in a couple years, but it's going to be in the world of Super Mario. So that means it's not specifically going to be about Mario. It might be, they've speculated it's going to be a Donkey Kong movie or it could be a Bowser movie. It could be Princess Peach. It could be anything. They haven't said who it's going to be focusing around, but it's going to be in the same world as the Mario movie we've already seen.
Okay, let's make a prediction. All right.
Yeah.
So if you're just going to look at everything popular in the Mario world, in the gaming Mario world, what do you think they're going to hyper focus on? Because we already got a movie about Mario, so let's take him off the table. If they're doing one in the Mario universe, what's the most popular aspect of the Mario world?
Jack Black's Bowser. I don't know if they're going to make a movie about that, but
he's the villain.
Jack Black as
he's the
Bowser.
Villain.
Yeah, but he's a villain movie, exclusively villain movie with Jack Black would be awesome. I would love that.
A lot of people want Zelda, Legend of Zelda,
which we're already getting that though. So I think it's different than, because Zelda's not in the Mario universe, right?
No, but it's Nintendo. Oh, you're talking specifically Mario universe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Super
it could be
Mario
Donkey
Bros.
Kong.
Yeah.
It could be Donkey Kong. It could be Luigi's Mansion. Get a little bit more scared Luigi. I think if they're sticking with Charlie Day as Luigi, which would be a good choice because he's kind of got that Luigi voice.
I think they are going to stick with the same characters, whoever they pick or put in this new movie.
Yeah, a Luigi's Mansion wouldn't be bad.
Well, I don't know. I have reservation about that if you already did a movie about Mario and Luigi, his brother, and you already had characters like Donkey Kong pretty heavy-handed in the movie, you already had Princess Peach pretty heavy-handed in the movie, I just kind of feel like the fun, creative thing to do is to delve into something you didn't cover, like Toad, you know what I mean? Or something around that.
Shut up. Toad? Idiot. Idiot.
Something else.
Nobody wants to see Toad. Hi, I'm Toad. Nobody wants that. You want to watch a whole movie of, hey, I'm Toad. Hey.
I'm just saying, look, there's something at this, they're presenting it. So look, he's presenting it. We're creating a new animated film based on the world of Super Mario Bros. He's not saying we are making a sequel to Super Mario Bros. He didn't say we're doing a sequel. He said we're doing another film based in the world of Mario. So that's what I'm saying. It kind of prompts, we shouldn't be diving further into Luigi or Mario or Princess Peach or Donkey Kong, even though those are the big IPs. What we should be doing is something else that's in the world, because we're not making it doesn't seem like we're making a sequel, right?
Right.
No. Okay, so the second part of the tweet, let me just read this real quick so people get the whole thing. The second part was, We'll let you know the details once we have more to share. This time, the staff at Illumination and Nintendo are working together. We are thinking about broadening Mario's world further. So they're not sharing what that is yet. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's make a prediction.
Okay.
Okay?
If we say, I don't know, I would say anything they delved too heavy-handedly in the first movie, right? Which is all the main characters almost. What other aspects of the Mario world can they jump into? That kind of focuses not even like environment, but like what character is Waluigi? Not Waluigi. Is who's the big purple guy? Oh, that is Waluigi.
Wario
Wario
and Waluigi.
Yeah,
they could do that. The sort of Elseworld characters of Mario. I really feel like they're probably just gonna stick with
like Donkey Kong or something.
Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, Princess Peach.
Yeah.
Are they gonna bring Seth Rogen back to?
That's what I would do, is stick with your main characters, but maybe isolate them a little bit more and follow like a specific, maybe, maybe take inspiration from some of the Paper Mario games or something,
something. I just kind of feel like that first movie, they touched on so many aspects of it.
They did.
I don't know why they're not just calling this a sequel. Like, why aren't they just saying another Mario film if it's gonna end up just being a sequel, I just don't see why they would say we're diving into another aspect or another part of the Mario universe.
Right.
And they're also, was it Illumination that's doing a Zelda movie as well? Did we cover that? Is that Illumination?
I assume that's who they have a deal with, is Illumination.
Illumination is definitely touching on a lot these days. They've got a lot of hands in the, the
kind of feel like Illumination is the new Pixar.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah. Because we had
what else besides Mario did they come out with recently? They were obviously, they did the Dr. Seuss movies, which we already covered. But Illumination also. Let me see. Illumination
doing their Despicable Me stuff.
They have been doing
Despicable Me.
I think they did a movie about geese.
Yeah.
Migration. They just came out with that.
Which I haven't seen too much about.
I feel like they're kind of becoming the new. They did Pets. They're kind of the new Pixar in some fashion. They did Sing, which was pretty popular with the kids. And they did Sing 2. Yeah, this seems like they're definitely. I feel like they're definitely moving into the realm of, we're the animation studio that makes things people like.
Did you say Pets too?
Oh yeah, I said Pets. Pets was also pretty popular. I don't think Hop got a lot of traction, and I have no idea how Migration is doing.
It was not really. It kind of nobody really liked it because nobody really cares for James Corden.
But they also did The Addams Family, which was, not really popular actually.
Tons of Minions stuff.
Yeah.
Pets, Despicable Me, The Grinch. So, I mean, they're making a lot of kids content and seem to be pretty successful with it.
I think Mario was probably one of the best decisions they ever made. Yeah. So it makes sense business-wise to keep going down that road because it's a whole universe to capitalize on. I don't know. I would personally, I don't know, maybe not. I think Dr. Seuss and Nintendo universe is kind of like a good lane to live in for a while. They can release other things like Migration, Despicable Me, and some of them will be popular, but I would, you know what? I'm not going to fault them. They're trying new things. They're being innovative. freaking go for it. Yeah, keep trying new things. Don't just do prequels, sequels, and remakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely go for it.
I'd
Yeah.
agree.
I'd say Illumination's doing pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all my thoughts, man. I feel like I'm all thoughted out. I got stuck.
Yeah.
We got stuck on that chosen bit, and I'm just like, man, what the logistics here are a little too complicated, because whenever you get into legal stuff, it just kind of it's all a big question mark.
There's a lot of logistics around, a really popular show.
Yep.
True. Very true.
What do you guys have planned for the end of March going
St. Patrick's Day?
It is Patty's Day as of recording this tomorrow. That's spoiling a little bit for the audience, but
no, it's not. Are you guys going to you guys going to go celebrate? You guys going to go to an Irish pub, anything like that?
So, I did get invited to
Go for it.
Restaurant close by, about 20 minutes away, to a pubish family restaurant. But I was like, nah.
Well, you should at least go on a 4-leaf clover hunt if you don't do anything else, right?
Maybe. I will say, this is kind of cool. My church, they are doing some Easter things actually today. They have, why you might know of this because it's a pretty big event that this whole area does, because my church is pretty big. They get a helicopter. Someone has a helicopter, and they drop hundreds of plastic eggs with candy in them from a helicopter, and kids can go out and get them after they drop them from the helicopter.
Huh.
Apparently it's a big event that, like, they said it's like several thousand people are going to be there, and so, like, they use it as a way to promote, to get people to come to the Easter Sunday and stuff.
Yeah, dude, I gotta say, these mega churches be wilding out.
Crazy.
Between all of the stuff during Christmas where they got people playing drums on wires and and now they're doing things like on Easter, how about we drop candy from helicopters?
Yeah.
That's these mega churches be going crazy.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool, but gosh dang it. It's the church vibe. It comes across to me it's compensating for something. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Yeah. No, it's just like look. If a business does a helicopter stunt, and it's like, whatever, they're a business, they'll do whatever. But when churches do it, it comes across as, and I'm not bashing on your church, Joshua. I was a part of a church that I literally worked at a church and was in meetings coming up with ideas like this.
This is not exclusively my church. This is
this is
you're talking about the
mega church.
Yes, the bigger churches in general. I hear what
I just feel like they're constantly trying to put on bigger stunts.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just comes across as a bit cheesy, because when it comes down to it, you're a church. You're not, I don't know, you're not Universal Studios.
Yeah. I mean,
and you're operating off of volunteers primarily, by the way, not
right.
employees.
But I mean, also, doing something is at least, I think, good for, it's good for awareness to be like, people will be like, okay, there's a church that's doing something, and it's attempting to get people interested, which is good. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing either. It just comes across as cheesy to me.
I mean,
does it not? Am I alone in this? Am I?
No. I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying. It's just, I don't know. I find it interesting. They're dropping thousands of eggs from a helicopter. That's pretty cool.
Well, like, what's nuts to me about churches is people that are musicians that have like a band. They're trying to utilize joining the church band for a season as like a part of their resume, or like a part of, I don't know, to get clout for their career as a musician.
Yeah.
And And when it comes down to it, the church has kind of become what is supposed to be a community gathering of believers to be encouraged and to worship God and to pray and to learn about scripture and have discussions. That's what the early church did. And also
Right.
be a community in itself. It's turning into this big business that just comes across as out of the realm of what I feel like church was supposed to be. And it's not
Yeah.
that dropping candy from helicopters doesn't mean churches can't do that, but it puts it in a weird. It's one of the many aspects that makes church feel like this is not in your lane. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
church is
Mhm.
a lane, but there is a lane there. I don't know.
Right.
Freaking,
Yeah,
I don't
It's
mean
no,
to
I
definitely
understand.
it's definitely a lane. They've chosen they're going in the fast lane and not the slow lane.
churches be fast and furious. That's what they do.
I mean, maybe. They're clasping hands with Dominic Toretto.
Say clasping?
Joshua needs to get his voice back.
Clasping hands?
Let's end
Thank
this
you for joining
podcast.
us. Thank you for joining us on this podcast. Check out the membership. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, all you supporters. We love you.